If your government was looking out for you, right, they'll say, you're talking about the Great Replacement Theory and try and label you racist. No. Could you have a more crystal clear example than since COVID, there has been zero, I know what you're thinking, zero job growth for native-born Americans since COVID. Foreign-born, 4 million. 4 million new jobs for foreign-born workers here, zero for native-born workers. Hey, at what point does the government say, well, we should actually probably represent the people who are already here, paying taxes into the system?
Some would say that that's their first goal.
It's their it's their primary goal. This is advocating for modern slave labor on behalf of, at the same time that happened, the greatest wealth transfer in history, right? The top 10 wealthiest people in the world, what do they see their net worth grow by? Many trillions, several $1 trillion?
10 trillion.
Yeah, wouldn't you think if there's 4 million foreign-born workers coming in and doing apparently exclusively agricultural jobs, that our groceries would be cheaper?
You would think so.
Over the last 4 years?
Wouldn't you? But hey, and I don't know if you're saying, hey, they deserve good paying jobs, in which case Americans would do them, or you're saying they should be paid under the table, pennies on the dollar, in which case you're advocating for indentured servitude. You do have to pick a lane. Let's go on now to the stupidest argument that I hear made from the left. And we're obviously seeing that this is not true. It's only going to be more clear in the coming months and years that actually this is very important for housing. More illegal aliens are actually key to solving the housing crisis.
What about housing? Because the Trump campaign is promising mass deportation will also fix our housing crisis.
This is simple supply and demand, my friends. We got to do two things to lower the price of housing. Two things to lower the price of housing for Nevadans is we've got to build more houses and we've got to deport the illegal aliens so that American homes go to American citizens.
Okay, even if that wasn't total bullshit, J.D. Vance's very existence is proof that supply and demand doesn't always work. Mass deportation would remove 1.5 million workers from the construction workforce, including more than 1 in 3 roofers, ceiling tilers, stucco masons, plasterers, and drywall installers. In fact, one professor who studies immigration says that in the long run, immigrants are the solution to the housing crisis. Without immigrants, you can't increase the supply of housing.
One professor who studies immigration says, I don't give a shit. I'm sorry, I don't care. Let me give you some numbers. Not one person who's a tenured professor who wrote an article for the New York Times. The average hourly pay for a construction worker in Texas, for example, is about $25 an hour. Okay, that's home construction. You're telling me that Americans won't do those jobs? I don't believe you. And you're saying that if we don't have illegal immigrants do those jobs, that we won't be able to build houses? Well, that's actually not the problem that we have. We do actually have, we'll go back to the supply